Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets, looking at some more lager, this time a Pilsner from Omnipollo. Omnipollo, they're known for making all the pastry and crazy pastries, stouts, sours, whatever. Also, of course, hazy IPAs, but they've done a lot of classic beer styles too, like Leon, for example, or their fantastic Lager collab with OO Brewing Lucy. They've done another lager now, and it just arrived in Denmark, and I really wanted to try it because I think Lucy is fantastic. And this is Amy. So this is a 100-day lagered Pilsner, meaning that this one spent 100 days in the lagering tank before being canned, which is really cool. It's a long time. Usually I think a month of lagering is perfect, but they went also 30 days, so they went all in and did 3 months and 10 days. Which is a long time for lagering. It's a 5% Pilsner, and they brew this at Sigtuna Brygghus, one of the more classic Swedish breweries. So yeah, this will be fun to check out. I love myself a good Pils. It's one of my favorite styles, like just drinking beer styles. Just well-hopped German Pilsner. It's nice and bone dry. I love it. So this one comes in at a nice golden yellow color. It looks a little bit hazy. That's chill haze. Because when I poured this out, it was so crystal clear. You could see it in the beam of light coming, or the beam of beer, or the whatever coming from the can. It was so pale. And also, lager for 100 days, it should be quite clear. But a light chill haze like this is totally fine. That's usually what it looks when beer is frosty cold. It's not ice cold, but it's chilled, that's for sure. It's got a nice foamy white head. When I poured it, it looked even better. Nice tight bubbles in the carbonation when I swirl the beer around, it looks like. But yeah, let's check out the aroma on Omnipollo Amy. Oh, that smells really nice. I had my doubts, but just mainly because I thought this was way too expensive compared to, I did the whole talks in the Micro Classic about I think it's fair when, craft Pilsners or lagers are more expensive than the Mecca ones. But I also think 50 crowns for a can of lager is quite expensive in Denmark. If you go to Germany and get fantastic brewed classic German lager beer, it's, around 1.5, 2 euros or something like that. But that being said, they could also ramp, if you can start justifying the craftsmanship that goes into making a product like this, and the whole, 100 days of aging is expensive. It's a cost because it's taking up capacity in your brewery. So in that sense, it also makes a bit sense. But it just seems a bit a lot. But I was like, I don't really care. I love a super well brewed lager, so let's go get it. And it smells super nice. It's the cleanliness of it. It's crazy. There's no, for me, really crazy peak yeast aromas. Besides maybe a slight perry-like ester. But other than that, it's super grassy. Supercharged grass. Green, fresh-cut grass. And there's definitely also a little bit of a floral component. I'm thinking maybe there might be Mittelfrüh in this because it has, that super fruity and clean kind of hop profile, too. It's not super spicy on the aroma. And Mittelfrüh to me is super clean, hoppy, very fruity, especially elderflower and floral nuances, a little bit of citrus that's in here too. It smells like a really, really good Pilsner. Let's try it, guys. Cheers. That's a very nice Pilsner. Very nice. But I've had better from craft breweries. My only beef, it has a little bit too much of a cereal grain profile, a slight husky kind of grain flavor. Almost it's quite hoppy. There's almost a bit of hop matter that could be lightly vegetal, but ever so lightly, just a drop. It's almost herbal chewing on hops, kind of it's very well hopped. It's definitely German in style because it's also bone dry on the palate right now. think that might be a little bit of that to it. You know, it could be maybe a hint of DMS. I'm not entirely sure. Very peppery though. Like the fun thing, the flavor is quite different than the aroma. It's not like this super delicate fruity. It's more like really bitter and peppery. I think, you know, some of the true like North German Pilsners are close to 50 IBUs in terms of bitterness. And I think it might not be 50, but it's definitely up there. It's bone dry and quite bitter. It makes you go in for another sip. Yeah, the more I drink it, that kind of flavor, just not really noticing it too much. Sweet breadiness too. A little bit of the grass. I just really wish it had more of that elderflower, like vibrant citrus and whatever. But I love how bitter and snappy it is. It's really like, really, you know, it's a very nice snappy Pilsner, which is what I want from a Pilsner. Like snappy, dry, bitter, slightly velvety mouthfeel, which it has. It's pretty good. But the aroma enticed me a little bit more than the flavor. And you know, when that happens, you can't help being a little bit disappointed. It's alright though. You know, it's alright. It's actually a great lager. The more I drink it, the less I notice of this, like I said, husky grain, slightly vegetally. It's almost like, sometimes like hop matter isn't necessarily, like, it could be DMS, but sometimes you also get like from hops, like an almost vegetable, bell pepper-y hop matter thing. Or just like a husky grain thing. That can, usually like a husky grain thing is usually from like very high mash pH. But I think it's a very well brewed lager, that's for sure. But I think, whoa, if we're talking about lagering days and all this, Tor's 45-day organic Pilsner is better than this for sure, and that's lagered in a shorter period of time. And, well, I can think of a lot of lagers from craft breweries I enjoy more than this. The Octopils and the Waldpils from Slow Burn. There's quite a few. But it's just because of the hop character. It's not entirely what I prefer. But I still think it definitely merits like 88, 89, like 375. I don't want to go 90. Like, I think it's a little below that, but because 90 would be like, if it was a little bit more fruity, it'd be a 90, and if it was without the corny flavor, and you know, then we'd get higher, like 93, 4, something like that. But you know, as it is right now, just that like slightly vegetable-esque or hop mattery thing and slightly grainy husky thing is just pulling it down a bit, and then just because I prefer Pilsners with more fruitiness than pepperiness. Still a very, very well brewed Pilsner. But their best lager to date is still Lucy. That beer is so fucking good. That's definitely 93, 4 maybe. Fantastic. This is one of the better lagers Omnipollo has done. I don't know how many they've done, but that one's great. So, yeah, if you guys had a chance to try Omnipollo's Amy 100-Day Pilsner, let me know what you thought of it. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers, and see you guys in another beer review.